Is that a pike or is that a bass? Oh my, I don't know what that is. If it's a bass, it's a big. If it's a pike, I don't know if I'm getting it back. Welcome back, everybody. So it is fall in Wisconsin. We have highs in the 50s, lows in the 30s right now. The water temperatures are dropping pretty rapidly, and I absolutely love fall fishing for two reasons. First off, fish are just eating right now, and a lot of our lakes around the area have a lot less pressure because people are out hunting, you know, and a lot of people don't like the cold weather. So I absolutely love getting out on the lakes. Right now, the lake that I'm on, there's not another boat, so we've got no excuses as far as pressure. So hopefully we end up with a few fish. One thing that I've never fished before are the different styles of bladed jigs. I've always used, you know, jackhammers, anything chatterbait. So today we're fishing in a lake that's pretty stained. There's still a lot of algae, so it's pretty green yet. So bladed jigs should do well today. So today we are doing a little bit of a challenge or a review, I guess. Also, we've got the Jackhammer, the one that I always use, and then the Slobber knocker. We've got basically the same colors. I've got chartreuse and white and black and blue. Hopefully one of the two work. And we're gonna go ahead and see if one is better than the other. Hopefully we catch fish on all of them. They're right around the same price point for the most part. I think there's like a couple dollars that separate the two, but I've never used a Slobber knocker, so I'm kind of excited to see, you know, if it's just a little bit different, or, you know, if it's a thing where you might want to use in a certain situation or not. But we'll get out there, throw it a little bit, and see what we think. If you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, that'd be greatly appreciated. And as always, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to see more videos like it, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Let's get after them. So we are starting off with my standard, just a black and blue jackhammer with a Zaco trailer. We'll see if we can't catch them. I'll probably use the same trailers on both just to stay consistent, but we'll use this as our control, because use it all the time, and we'll see what happens. First one on the jackhammer. Oh, right at the boat. Come on, buddy. That's not a bad one. Oh, it's scared. Barely hooked. It's not a bad one at all. They're getting fat, and that is why I love fall fishing. It's probably a 2 1/4 pounder. Fatty. Not very long though. All right, let her go. See if we can't get a couple more, and then we'll switch on over to the Slobber knocker. See if we keep catching them. That's the second bite. The first bite I didn't get on camera, but first bite felt like a good one too. Not very long of a stretch, and already having bites, so I assume the bladed jig will do well today. So that's great. All right. Oh, there's a little guy. It's not a bad one either. Oh, I threw it. That was dumb. Well, there's our third bite. Use our air on one of the misses. Got him. Popping it off some grass. That doesn't feel like a bad one either. Yeah, doesn't feel quite as big as the last one. Probably another 2 pounder. They're so pale from just the super dirty green algae water. But that is fall fishing at its finest. We'll throw for a couple more, see if we can't catch a couple more on a jackhammer. They're obviously biting it. That was about 2 minutes from the last fish we caught, so just keep trying. There's one. Oh, I thought he popped off. Just popped off a lily pad. There's a good one too. Oh, that's a better one. Another 2.25 pounder. Easy. Oh, it was hooked well. That is just why I absolutely love fall fishing. They are just putting on the feed bag right now. If you wanted to, you could probably come out and catch 15 of these easy in a day. We've been out here for a total of, what is it, 10:30. We've been out here for not even an hour. We've caught 3. I think we're gonna go ahead and switch on over to the slobber knocker real quick and see if we don't continue this pattern. We'll use the black and blue just to stay consistent, and we'll throw on a Zako tail or trailer to stay consistent with that too. They're just such good looking fish. They're getting so fat for winter. Let you go. So I know the slobber knockers have the power bait infused skirts. I don't know if it's just mine, but it doesn't seem super free to move. Maybe that'll change once it gets in the water. It seems kind of stiff as a material, so not sure how I feel about that. But again, maybe it'll change in the water, and maybe that's not normal. Maybe that's just mine. Maybe it got exposed to some heat or something like that, because again, I've never used one of these, but interesting to say the least. So we'll go ahead and throw on a trailer. It does have a keeper on it. I think I like the Jackhammer keeper a little bit better just by looking at it. The Jackhammer keeper is double-sided, and it does tear up your trailers pretty quickly, but I think they stay on pretty well. So all right, we'll get that threaded on and keep fishing. First cast. So startup speed for the blade is, I would say, equivalent to the Jackhammer. It started on the first turn, so we're running into a bunch of weeds. I don't know. It feels similar. Obviously, I've only put one trailer on. It might be a little bit more subtle. Yeah, it's a little bit more subtle than the Jackhammer. And maybe you should be using a different trailer on it or something of that sort. But I guess with the bulk of a Zako, and it just kind of seems a little bit more subtle. But let's see if we can't catch a couple fish on it. They're eating the Jackhammer pretty good, so oh, had a bite. Tapped it though. We have been fishing this guy for about 25 minutes, and we have had one little nibble, but no actual legitimate bites. I almost wonder if it's just the fact of that little bit less of vibration that you can obviously feel in the rod tip that I'm not getting bites, but because the water is only like 4 inches of visibility, so I assume that extra vibration that the Jackhammer puts off probably is helping me get a little bit more bites. But so this might be a bait that's situational, to be honest. The skirt did kind of figure itself out, and it's got a lot more freedom and is a lot more like loose for the most part. So that was probably just packaging and sitting in some heat or something like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and tie on the Jackhammer, see if we can't actually end up with some more bites, because we were getting pretty good on it. So we'll fish the same area, see if we don't get a couple bites, and if it is, I would venture to say it's just the fact of a little bit less vibration is the reason that we're not getting bites on that slobber knocker. Got her all tied up. See if we can catch a couple more and prove our theory right, that it just might be, yeah, there's just more vibration with the Jackhammer. I would assume it's just so much easier for those fish to find it. So, I mean, in clearer water, that slobber knocker might be a better deal, and especially just being different, because if everybody's throwing a jackhammer, you know, and fish get used to it, it might just be something that's a little bit better. I would venture to say the chatterbait big blade would probably do even better out here in this awful water clarity. Well, we'll see if we can't get a couple bites. Another one on the jackhammer. Oh, stay down. Stay down. Doesn't feel like a bad one. Probably about the same as the rest. Yep. Another 2-pounder. This one might be 1 3/4. Yeah, it's not quite as fat. Another good one. They're biting the jackhammer. And I do believe it's because that's just right through the same area that we threw the slobber knocker. I think it's just honestly how little water clarity we have. It's somewhere between 4 and 6 inches of water clarity. So I think just that extra vibration is actually what's getting bit. So it's probably not a entirely fair comparison just as far as that goes. But I guess, you know, situationally, it's something to think about when you're buying baits, I guess. But if you guys have opinions on which one you like more and why, by all means, go ahead and drop down a comment down in the section below and give me your reasonings, because I wouldn't mind, I guess, learning if people do love one versus the other, like entirely or wholeheartedly. But in my opinion, if I'm throwing a jackhammer or a chatterbait, usually it's because I'm in some dirty water or something of that sort, to where I want that fish's attention. So I guess in my opinion, I would probably end up using a jackhammer a little bit more often. But everybody's got their own opinions, so go ahead and throw yours down below. I wouldn't mind reading comments about that. There's one. Oh, little guy. Oh, stay down. But oh, I threw it. Shoot. There's a little guy. Ate it coming at me. Really felt him bite. Exact to the bottom. That was a weird bite. Come on, buddy. There we go. Little guy. Smallest one of the day. Maybe a little bit over a pound. Alright. Still biting it. Pretty good. Missed a couple. Haven't had any big ones yet. But wind's starting to pick up a little bit too. Got one. Is he hung up in a tree? Or is he a better one? Oh, he might be a better one. Might also be hung up in a tree. Get over there, buddy. Might be a better one. Oh no, he came loose. Oh, that was definitely a better fish. Shoot. I just gotta get into the trolling motor. Oh, another one. That's a decent one. Not as big as the one we just had bite. Not as big as the last one, that's for sure. Oh, he wasn't coming off. Probably that's a fat, maybe 2.5, probably still 2 1/4, but fat. Let that one go. They're eating, but wish we would have got the one before it. That was probably a 3+ pounder. Got another one. 3 fish and 5 casts. Is it a pike? Oh no, it's bass. Looked long and skinny for a second. bite so close to the boat. That one wasn't coming off either. Oh my. Well, 2-pounder. Yeah, 1.75 pounds. Not bad. They're eating right now though. I almost feel like I should throw on the slobber knocker to see as quickly as they're biting over here. See if they wouldn't still bite that also. Alright, we tied back on the slobber knocker. We were having bites every couple casts with the jackhammer, so figured this still be a good spot to try and see if they would eat this just as well. Alright, we went up a stretch of the lake bank and did not have a bite, so we're going to go back through it again with the jackhammer and see if we don't end up with a few bites. And then we can go ahead and confirm that it's essentially probably just the fact that the jackhammer makes more vibration, that it's getting more bites today. Oh. That doesn't feel like too bad of one. Same stretch of the river as using the slobber knocker. Didn't have a bite. We only had one bite, so not much better with the jackhammer, but we did have a bite, so. Oh, that's a good one. Might have to weigh that one. Still didn't feel as big as the one that we did miss though. Zeroed out. We are 285. Almost 3. Almost 3, and that didn't feel nearly as big as the one that we missed, but it's good fish. Oh, he's underneath the boat. I lost him. He took off. Is that a pike or is that a bass? Oh my, I don't know what that is. It's a bass, it's a big. It's a pike. I don't know if I'm getting it back. What are you doing, buddy? This is when I wish I had net. How smart I would have a net. He's just staying down. I think that's a big bass. Pike would have ran a little bit more. Oh, bye. That's why it's weird. Had a bite and missed him. And I ended up hooking him sideways. I can honestly say that's the first time I've ever done that. Still a solid 2.5 pounder though. First time I've never gotten a fish on a blade bait or a chatterbait or a vibrating jig or anything like that. Not a bad one, but thought he was a lot bigger. There you go, buddy. That was interesting. Never done that before. I felt him bite, and I thought I missed him, which I did. And I thought he came back around and bit it again, and I must have turned on it and missed it and set the hook into the side of him. Wish that was an actual fish that had eaten it in the mouth, because that would have been an absolute monster. That was weird how it wasn't really fighting. It was just staying down, which big bass do. Oh, there's another bite. Back to back. That one felt like the exact same. It bit, it missed, it came back and got it again. This one's definitely hooked in the mouth though. It's not a bad fish. I'm guessing the exact same size as the last one. Oh, definitely hooked in the mouth that time. Oh, he's a little bit bigger than the last one. No, I take that back. He's almost exactly the same. We're just doing well with two. That's probably about a 2-pounder. Maybe just a smidge under 2 pounds, but good ones. Good ones, good ones. He's got some sharp teeth. Well, that'll probably be about it for today. We've got a decent number of good-sized fish, nothing big. No real small ones either. We caught one small one, that was about it. But nevertheless, I guess final thoughts on the baits. I think innately Jackhammer just has a little bit more vibration, and so for your dirty water situations, probably a little bit better idea. I'll have to try and use the slobber knocker on some other water that's a little bit more clear and see how well it does. See if it's as good or better. But nevertheless, if you guys like the video, again, if you wouldn't mind liking, and as always, if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Till the next one.